Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Rurouni Kenshin episode number 9 reaction. Okay, the previous episode we are at the beginning of a new arc. We met a girl named Megumi who was running away from some people. They are Kanyu's people, and Kanyu is supposed to be an entrepreneur and yeah, kind of like a like a person who does stuff with drugs and opium, all that stuff. So yeah, I think like she's trying to get away from that, and like like meets Kenshin. Obviously, Sanosuke is also pissed off at Kanyu because of him, his friends like got hurt, and like someone died because of the opium. So like they take Megumi with them and is like protecting her for now, while over there we get to see that not only Kanryu but the Onyaban is also involved in this. And yeah, their main head, they ordered his like people to take care of Genshin and bring like Megumi back. And yeah, that is what's happening by the end of it. In the end, we get to see the one of the person one of the people from the Onyaban, they're here to probably take Megumi back. And yeah, let us see what happens. We're probably going to have a fight here. So let's see, episode number 9, let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Yep. Here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Yep, there he is. Oh, this guy's a Yotoko. Yeah. He actually looks like an Oni. Like, with no weapon. Yeah, his stuff, his defenses. Right. Ooh! Nice dodge and nice jab. His stuff as well. Oh no. What the hell? Right, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, that's him. I realized the one who. Oh, okay. I didn't realize it up until now in the opening. That was only Avanshu. They're fighting. Oh. Mm. Yeah, only Avanshu strike. Oh boy. Yeah, this was. Oh, what? Oh, he took out. All right. What happened to his? Oh, because. Oh god, here we go. Teeth made of flint. Ah, all right. He no otoko, hotoko. Just break his teeth. Wait, really? Yeah, you think so? We can just break your teeth, then you can do nothing. Oh, damn! Yeah, you're you're a skilled swordsman when you can cut fire, just like this. Just look at this. Damn. Oh no, better be careful. Like, don't go out. Yeah, mid-ranking moments. Yeah, you think so? We'll see. Hmm. Wait, he's out. Hey yo, he's using his flame. Well, um, yeah. Well, he can. Yeah. Yeah, the funnel. That's funny. I wasn't expecting like a funnel. That makes sense, you know. Nice. Yeah, you're the one who's a fool. Yeah, like what? When you had the element of surprise, that was the best time to. Well, we're sorry we hurt your feelings. Yeah, what are you doing? Commentating on this whole battle? Oh! Uh. Oh, okay, there you go, nice. Now what? Uh. Really, why? Well, he has the other arm. Or he can kick. Yeah, there you go. Or a headbutt. Short legs. Well, where's the other one? What was his name? Beshimi or something like that was his name? Yeah. Yeah, Sanosuke's the only one who's. We need to patch him up. Yeah, I don't know, like. Splash water? Oh. Beshimi? I think that was his name. Well, if it didn't make it. Oh, that's why he's under. Yeah, you think you can. Oh my god, you're an idiot. Come on! Oh no! Damn! Oh, his hand. His hand. I think his hand got. Oh, it's poisoned! It's poisoned! You little rat! And he. Oh wow, he. Guy's an idiot. Alright, you're gonna get. Yeah. You're an idiot for showing your. This guy's a moron. What the hell? Substitution? Wait, who? Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Damn! Oh god, we need an antidote. How did he. Oh, that's him. What was his name? Yeah. Yeah. Well, then we'll have to fight. Come on. Damn. We need the antidote. Oh my god, what now? Oh god. Yeah, but we need a. I feel like that is not going to work. No, no, no. It's going to poison her. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So I was kind of correct then. She's probably the one who made the drugs, and so she has like a more understanding about chemicals and stuff. Stramonium leaf poison. I I don't think we have that. Damn. Oh wait. Oh yeah, we have a doctor. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, she has the understanding of chemicals and stuff. She's definitely the one who's making the opium, and that is why they want her back. Oh. Hmm. Ah, I see. A master. Yeah. Oh wow. 3 years ago. Oh, she's trying to go away. Eh, yeah. Mm. Leaving Tokyo. Eyes. How? What? Ah, that is why she was able to. Hmm. Yeah. Oh. We saw that little flashback with some people. Ah. Hmm. Yeah, and for the ordinary people as well, they would be Ryusei Takani. Oh. Hmm. Ocean World. Caesar. Okay. Oh. Hmm. It's kind of like Sanosuke's story, isn't it? Like the same kind of situation, but oh, wait. So no, no, Kenshin. Oh, there you go. So refine the opium. Oh, spider web. Oh, is that what? Water pistol. Oh, never mind. So I thought she was the one who was doing the. Okay, but now she has it, and that's why they're trying to get her accidentally. Okay, there you go. So I was kind of correct. Hmm. Okay. Oh, she didn't know about it. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I guess. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. If she leaves, yeah, even if she leaves the country, like they'll still follow. Huh? Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Useless. Oh, that was him. I thought that. Oh my god. I thought that was actually the leader. Yep. Oh boy, 2 and 3 days in one. Okay, he's trying to put things together. Hmm. There you go. Right. So I actually thought the one in the mask. Oh, I guess that's why his name is Hanya. Because of the mask. Um, I was thinking like that was like I don't know what I thought, but I thought that was the leader who came. But then I realized there was another. We never saw his face in the previous episode. That's why I didn't realize that was him. And his and the leader's voice are kind of similar, almost. You know, the tone especially. Oh wait, what? There's something left. What is happening? Why are we suddenly? But that was I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, nasty. What? Okay. What is yo? What is this Dio's coffin? Ah, yo, calm down. Yeah, well, good for you. He's like, dude. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely Dio's coffin. Okay, that's right. That last part caught me so off guard. I wasn't expecting that. Suddenly, oh god. Okay. All jokes aside, I think the coffin has no, sorry. Why am I calling it a coffin? Um, the box, it has it's probably like some kind of a like gun or something. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Think so. I don't know. I mean, like he called it beautiful and stuff. So I'm guessing it's probably some kind of firearm, like a big one, like maybe like a light machine gun or like something like that. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah. Okay. So this episode, we get to see the battle between a few of the Onyaban and Kenshin and Sanosuke. So in the beginning, we get to meet Hyotoko. So he's a big person, like you can see like his whole body's like red. I don't know what happened to him that he's like this now. Like like obviously I can understand him being that big, but why is he red colored? Like I have no idea. Anyways, so he comes in and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to get you." And he seems like the person, like, what's like crazy about him? Seeing him, you'll think that he's like probably someone who's going to fight, punch, kick, and I don't know, like a very big defensive, like like type of character. Like obviously he can do that. Like at first that's what happens because when Sanosuke tries to come and attack him, like he gets hit, and then he's like, "Oh, you cannot like move from here because I have you within my range," and then he uses his flame power. So that's what caught everyone off guard, and that was like the best time to use his like attack and actually defeat Sanosuke and Kenshin. That was the first and the last like time he could have done that because he had the element of surprise. Nobody expected him to suddenly breathe fire. So, and he obviously he tried it, he wasn't able to do anything. So from that point onwards, obviously I was like, yeah, in no way can this guy defeat or like do any serious damage to either Kenshin or Sanosuke because Sanosuke took that. He dodged it using his, like he kind of like let go of his like his dress or whatever, the thing that he wears, the gakudan, and yeah, and he's like he got a little bit hurt, but it was nothing. Now that we know his like his power, his attack, how he attacks, like yeah. So his situation is interesting. He has bags of oil inside of his like like his body. Also, his teeth is made of flint. That is why I was thinking like like why don't we just break his teeth? Like I don't think he can do anything at that point. But yeah, I love how Beshimi was just sitting there, just commentating all the whole battle, and like I guess he had nothing else he could do at that point of time because Megumi was just next to just next to the group. So yeah. Now after that. Alright, so now the battle properly begins, and here Sanosuke is kind of hurt, so Kenshin's like, "Oh, let me take care of this situation." So here, okay, wait a minute. Right, so here the battle begins. I love how everyone was just like, "Oh, in no way can Kenshin do anything." Not everyone, but like the people who didn't know, like Beshumi or Megumi, they were like, "Oh, like he can like kind of yeah, he's strong, but he cannot keep this going." But Kenshin, the first thing that Kenshin does is just cut like Yotoko's fire with his blade, and this is the time when you have to like figure out that what, maybe we picked the wrong opponent. Like if there's anyone who cuts fire with his blade, yeah, you probably shouldn't try to mess with them, because it shows how skilled they are with their blade. But yeah, these people like they don't get it. They are thinking like, oh, like like this is the thing with anime characters. I love how every anime, like most of the like just the mob characters, like who are not really that much of a threat, I love how they always like are so confident, and even if when their attacks don't hit, they think that if they like repeat it 20 times, it'll probably hit. They're so confident. They're like, oh, the first time was probably a fluke. That's how they like every anime villain, small villain characters think like this. Here, Hyotoko sees that his flame doesn't work, and he's still like, oh, like let me do this 10 more times, maybe it'll hit next time. And no, it isn't going to hit. But like the battle was, like kind of. Yeah, okay, so while all of this was happening, while Hyotoko is fighting and Beishimi is commentating, Megumi tries to leave because we remember in the previous episode she kind of said something like, I'm just going to take the opportunity when they'll be fighting to run, because in no way can Kenshin protect me from these people, the Onmyobanshu. So when she was going to go away, Kaoru kind of stops her. Now Kaoru stops her because she was like, oh, like Kenshin is doing this for you, so you have to stay and watch it. But at the same time, I feel like there's also another reason why she must have she should be stopped at this point of time, because Beishimi was there lurking in this. This is what he was trying to do. He was trying to not only was Kaoru trying to take the opportunity to probably leave, Beishimi was also probably waiting for them to get distracted so that he can get Kaoru back, not Kaoru, sorry, Megumi back. That was also his plan. So if Megumi left at this point of time, yeah, Beishimi probably would have seen that, and he probably would have gone and take that opportunity and grabbed Megumi and brought her back to their boss. That's what would have happened. So good thing that Kaoru stopped her, and otherwise it would have been a problem. Either way, Kaoru's like, no, Kenshin is doing this for you, so you have to stay here and watch. And Megumi's like, yeah, but I in no way can they defeat him. That's why I'm taking this opportunity to run. And Kaoru's like, oh, you don't know anything about Kenshin and Sanosuke. Just wait and watch. And yeah, Kenshin kept fighting, and his ammunition, Hyotoko's ammunition, which is the oil, it started running dry. And he's like, oh, I'm all empty. So he's like, okay, let me reload, and he tries to starts drinking the oil. Now in this point of time, Sanosuke is like, Kenshin, leave this to me. You're let me take care of it. It was we decided that I'm going to take care of him, so let me do it, let me handle it. And I know his how he fights and everything, so this will help. So Kenshin is like, all right, I'll leave the rest to you. And obviously Hyotoko, like I said, this is this is the thing. Anime characters who are small small type villains, they're always so much in delusion. They see that nothing's working, but they still think that it's going to work. No, it isn't. His whole oil bag went completely empty, and he still thinks that it'll work. That's why he kind of drinks more, and he's like, oh, you're such a fool wandering over so you could be incinerated. Dude, you weren't able to do anything up until now. What do you think will change from here onwards? And Sanosuke's like, yeah, alright, come on, I'll fight you. And then there's Beishimi sitting down, and he's like, oh, this time you won't be able to dodge it. But then he shoots his fire. Sanosuke goes in through the fire, and he puts his hand in his mouth and grabs the bag and takes it out. You know what? I said that break his teeth, but he just brought out the bag. So either of it works. So there you go. And now he's like, oh no, what should I do? And and then he's like, oh, but you know what? You don't have any chance of winning because your hand is almost injured. Your leg, you're not going to be able to do anything. And he tries to punch him. The funniest part, he seems like the person who's very good at fighting. But the first thing that happened when he got punched in the stomach, Hyotoko, as soon as I saw his reaction, I was like, okay, this guy probably isn't that tough. Because, one punch it took for him to almost just regurgitate everything out. That shows that he might be big and muscular, but he probably isn't tough like Sanosuke. So he tries to attack Sanosuke, but we all know what Sanosuke can do. He can stop actual like stuff with his head and everything. It's like strong. His defense is like extreme. So, like, and not only that, he's strong himself as well. So he's like, all right, if I can use my hand, I can just kick you. And he just kicks him, and bam, one kick is all it needed. And everyone's like, yes, he won. And over there, like, obviously Megumi's surprised. Megumi's like, damn, who are these people? And you can see Kenshin and, like, Sanosuke kind of like squabbling. Right. So yeah, and then after that, Kaoru's like, oh, like, we are friends. They're our friends, like, and our comrades. Right. So all that, I like, after that, Hyotoko is down, and they're like, what should we do with this dude? And so, like, just put some water on him or something. Right. So you can see that Beishimi is sitting there, and Beishimi's like, oh, that damn Hyotoko let himself be easily defeated. What should I do? And he's like, oh, like, it all happened because of this girl. Like, she had to run on my watch, and that's why I'm in trouble now. And he's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to show this girl. And he tries to shoot her. And Kenshin is realized, like, oh, this is like bloodlust. And he wasn't like, if Kenshin was just there beside Megumi, he could have like easily parried the bullet, but he wasn't there, so he couldn't go there in time. But Yahyo comes in and stops it with his hand, and not only that, we get to realize that it's poisoned. And like Yahiko's like, it's fine, like, I'm also part of the Kenshin group, but then he falls down, like, he's poisoned. So they're like, oh no, what should we do? We need something to, like, some antidote or something. And this part is the most hilarious part of this whole episode. Beishimi, I don't know what suddenly happened to him. He started screaming, like, and he's like, that's what you get. You don't have, it's such a serious moment. This dude, like, I don't know, like, he suddenly gets up and he starts screaming at the top of his lung, introducing his technique. He's like, oh, this is called Dokusatsu Rasembyo. This is the true technique of Beishimi, the Oniwaban group. And I'm like, you idiot, what are you doing? Like, you, like, what do you think? Like, like he just gave away his whole position, screaming and introducing his technique. And obviously, like, Kenshin, like, took the opportunity, just quickly went and just whacked him in the head. Because that's what we do, like, we don't let enemy characters introduce themselves and their and their techniques. Like, Beishimi is a typical anime villain. He sits, like, like, in serious situations, he starts screaming and starts introducing his techniques, and that's what he did here, giving away his whole position, and Kenshin just completely whacked him and made him go unconscious. Probably the most stupidest character I've ever seen. Even I feel like even Hyotoko is probably more, like, intelligent than Beishimi. Like, what was that? Like, I don't know what he tried to do here. He wasn't even in nowhere close was he able, like, nowhere close was he towards Megumi. He just got, like, a kid hurt, injured, and he got so excited he started introducing his technique. That was actually so bad. And Kenshin took full opportunity of it. You know what? For a moment, I thought that it was actually Beishimi who did the substitution technique, and I'm like, damn, what the hell? Is he actually that skilled? No, that was Hanya. Beishimi is actually unconscious after Kenshin, like, hit him. So there you go. Beishimi. Oh god, typical anime villain Beishimi. Good god, I don't know. That was one of the most craziest things I've ever seen when he just started screaming. Like, Kenshin had, like, probably Kenshin would be able to figure out where he was from the trajectory and everything, but he still didn't have any idea where Beishimi was. He just felt the bloodlust and he was like, someone is here. So he was actually properly hidden. And this idiot, he just stood up on the tree and started screaming at the top of his lungs. But anyways, in comes Hanya, who, like, now, yeah, so here I made another mistake. I thought this was actually, what was his name? Ashi, something with Ashi, the leader of the Oniwaban. I thought that was him. When he put, like, a mask and everything, I thought that was the case. Because we actually didn't see Hanya in the previous episode, so I didn't know this was Hanya. So I thought that was him. So I was like, damn, the leader is here. And his voice and the leader's voice kind of matches almost, so I wasn't able to realize that. So he's like, like, oh, like, stop, like, like both of us, like, we don't want to fight here. I want to take these guys and leave. I'm pretty sure you also want to avoid further combat. And Kenshin's like, yeah, but I would like for you to keep this little guy with us, so that we can get the antidote. And he's like, oh no, you're the enemy. I won't allow that. So Kenshin tries to attack him, but he parries it and he punches Kenshin. And Kenshin was caught off guard here. He didn't realize he would be able to do that. And then taking the little amount of confusion that Kenshin got, he took those guys and just left immediately. So yeah, like this is the thing. The element of surprise is like the most important thing. Like when you're caught in, like, when you're like caught surprised, it takes you a while to understand it properly. Like that's what happened. I'm pretty sure Kenshin would be able to take care of him, or at least give him a good fight. But the fact that he was caught off guard here when he suddenly punched him, like he took that opportunity to leave. And you can see later on he tells the leader, he's like, oh, my hand is fractured and everything. Like with that one attack that I was able to parry, I'm injured. That's how strong Kenshin was. Anyways, now is not the time to think of all of that. The situation is bad because Yahiko is poisoned. So they're like, what should we do? And Kenshin's like, I can take care of, like, I can, like do first aid and stuff, but I cannot do anything about poison. I have no idea. So they're like, what should we do? And obviously, like the first thing, like one of the most, like, I guess you could say basic beginner mistake that people think when there's a snake bite or like some kind of poison is that they think that they should suck the poison and do it like that. That is not something that you should do, because not like as Megumi says here that you shouldn't do that, because not only is it going to hurt you, you might get poisoned, but it might also like infect him. Like as she says, here we go. Okay, where's that? You fool. Sucking poison out of a wound can cause bacterial infections and make things worse. Not only that, for her as well, some poison she might ingest it. So that's the thing. So you shouldn't do that. Like maybe toniquant, put like something. And then like as soon as you can, like go and find a doctor. And give an antidote or something. Like that's the best thing that you can do. So yeah, sucking the blood, in no way that is a good idea, because yeah, bacterial infections, like the person who's doing it might get not infected but poisoned as well. So Megumi's like okay, so like she kind of like looks at her symptoms, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Megumi knows about all of this, because I was like 100% sure that she has something to do with the opium. She's probably the one who makes it. So I was like, yeah, that is why she probably has some ideas about poison and chemicals, so she can probably do something. And that's what she says. She's like, all right, I'll write the list of medications, bring them here. She like writes like some kind of a I forgot the name. Like some kind of a leaf name she wrote, and she's like, oh no, she said like, this is that poison. And then she's like, oh, you have a regular doctor, don't you? I was like, wait, we don't have a regular doctor, but I guess we had one, like, because we never really saw him before, I guess, or maybe we saw him, I just forgot. But either way, she's like, yeah, bring that doctor here, and these are the medications. Like, you go and bring that, boil some water, this and that, and do all of this. And she's like, quickly do it. And yeah, after that, the doctor comes in, and the doctor's like, yeah, it should be fine. He Yahiko will be back. He should take a rest. And Kaoru's like, oh, Yahiko, starts hugging him and like shaking him. And the doctor is like, I think you should put him to rest. Like, yeah, this is going to worsen the situation. And Sanosuke's like, thanks, old man. Like smacking him in the back. Right. And the doctor's like, yeah, like I have to say that whoever wrote this is very good, in medicine. And he's like, this is Western medicine. And whoever wrote this is well versed in Dutch studies. So who is this person? I want to see that person. And Kaori's like, oh really? I just thought she was a mean-spirited woman. And the doctor's like, wait, woman, you said? He said, is that Megumi Takagi? And they're like, wait, you know her? He's like, yeah, obviously. And obviously the fact that he was able to recognize him just when she said mean-spirited woman kind of makes us realize that this is back in those days where women really wasn't, there wasn't really that many women doctors. because as soon as he said like she said woman, he immediately clicked. He's like, oh, it's Megumi then, the only woman doctor I could imagine. So right, so in this taking this advantage of the situation, Megumi was trying to go away because she was like, yeah, you know what, I don't want to mess with make these people go through any more trouble, and she was thinking of leaving the place. But Kenshin is like, oh, where are you going? It's dangerous for a woman to walk at night this late. Megumi gets surprised. She's like, oh my god, you're again here. And yeah, so she's like, you should take care of Yahiko. And he's like, oh, Yahiko's fine. He has people with him, and yeah, he's a strong lad, so he'll be fine. And then Kenshin's like, so can you please tell me like what's actually going on? And yeah, like tell me your story. And okay, so here she says something about like, oh, this nuisance will go, and she's like, and Kenshin's like, oh, you're from okay, wait a minute, Amasarimono, the nuisance will go quickly. And Kenshin clicks it. He's like, oh, nobody in your homeland of Aizu is there. So he was able to realize she's from from Aizu family, because she said Amasarimono, I think, like that's how Aizu says that word. And that's why he's like, oh, that's why I know. And he says like, I fought a few of them, in when I was in the Bakumatsu era, and yeah, that's why I know. And Megumi, then obviously Megumi's like, alright, you know what, fine, I'll tell you my story. And while this was happening over there, the doctor is also telling the same story. Okay, within the doctors, they were like, the Aizu family was extremely famous. The Takani family was an uncommon one, where women and children also learned medicine. And there you go. Despite a high standing of being the shogun's doctor, any sick person was treated with full devotion regardless of social position. And that's exactly why the people who were in the higher extra echelons, they weren't happy about it. For those of the samurai class who treat social position as an absolute rule, they were despicable. But for doctors, they were ideals in the flesh. Not only that, I'm pretty sure for the normal ordinary people, they were also very ideals. Because yeah, nobody took care of them, but the Aizu people, they took care of everyone, without any discrimination. Among them, Megumi's father Takani Ryusei was at the pinnacle. As soon as he heard how useful Dutch studies were, he immediately became lordless and took his entire family to learn in Nagasaki. Just how much resolve you need to become lordless, young ones nowadays probably cannot understand. Takani family was given a special exception and returned to Aizu, but the Battle of Aizu started around the same time. Yeah, the fourth battle of the Boshin War fought between Aizu clan and the Imperialist government army. Aizu clan utilized everything, men, women, young and old, even besieged their castle, but on September 22nd they surrendered. And then they were executed, I'm guessing. Or as Aizu clan had protected Kyoto before the revolution and apprehended imperialists, members of the clan were oppressed by the government. Yeah. For years and since. Yeah. The Takani family all headed to the war, leaving a very young Megumi man. Like I said, this really reminds me of Sanosuke's story. The same thing happened where they went to war and Sanosuke was left behind. Yeah, as a result, Ryusei died. Her mother and two older brothers were missing. Yeah. And ever since, Megumi has been alone. And then they say she came here and she became an assistant to a doctor. So I was acquainted with him and came to know about Megumi back then. And then she's like, I want to meet her. Where is she? And they're like, oh, where is she? And they're like, oh, maybe she took this opportunity to leave or something. But Kenshin is there. Kenshin has stopped her. And Megumi said the same story to him. And from here onwards, she kind of explains more about her current situation. So she says, I wasn't a great judge of character 5 years ago. The doctor has secret ties with Kanru, and he was the one, who refined the opium ingredients that Kanru brought for cheap. And the Kanru sold the refined drug. And that's why everything was going well for them. However, then he found something, and he made something. The spider web. Special refinement process only halves the ingredients and doubles the dependency, which is like a crazy thing. So it's like quadruples the effects, like halves the ingredients, that means doubles like in the whole effect at the same time if you think about it like that, and it like kind of like doubles the effect as well. So that means quadruples amount of time, like extra profit that would mean. So that was the whole thing, and he didn't want to give this to those guys because he wanted to make money off of it. So the Kanyu just killed him. And accidentally, though, they tried to get it from him, but they killed him by the end of it. And Megumi was the one who was left with it. So now I was like, okay, so yeah, I was kind of correct then. So after that, Megumi took in the doctor's role of refining it. But she was waiting to kind of like, because she was thinking like, yeah, if I keep doing this and like keep being a doctor, then maybe my brother and my mother I can find them. Not only that, she wasn't aware what she was doing. So I'm guessing what actually happened was like he got killed, the doctor got killed. Megumi had no idea that he was refining opium, and she was clueless. So in came Kanryu's group probably, and they were like, "Oh, Megumi, like you don't have any work now. Come with us, like help us out." And Megumi knew no better, so she probably went with them, and they tricked her into thinking that, oh, whatever you're doing is something completely normal, like the spider web, that whole thing. They probably told her to do it, and Megumi, like I said, Megumi knew no better, and she kept refining the drugs without knowing what she was doing. And then when she realized it has, I think like she said something like 3 years have passed, and that's when I realized what I was doing, and I realized I'm actually killing people instead of saving them. And that is where she decided to. Oh no! Wait. Oh no! Wait! No, she realized it like not 3 years later. She realized it. Okay, wait. When I learned that what I was creating was not medicine to save people, but in reverse, I thought about dying. Okay, here we go. But I couldn't succeed at death. If I live and dabble in medicine, someday I might be reunited with my mothers or brothers that I've been seven. There you go. Okay, I kind of misunderstood this part. At first she didn't realize what she was doing, but then she realized, and then she when she realized what she's been doing, she tried to die, but she couldn't do it. And then she knew, after knowing what she's doing, she still kept doing the same thing, because she was thinking she was going to reunite with his brothers and mother. And keeping that guilt within her, suffering every day, she kept doing it. And that's what she says, thinking that for the past 3 years, I kept making drugs that drove people. Yeah, that is important. Like, we need to understand what happened here, because she wasn't clueless for 3 years. She knew what she was doing, and knowingly she kept doing it because she wanted to reunite with her family. And this is the important part, because later on Kenshin says that, so you knew what you were doing, and you were guilty about it, and you kept doing it for your here we go. Where's that part? You never let go of your guilt for the 3 years, and you have been suffering for these 3 years. That's the important part here. She knowingly did it, and she was suffering every single day for the 3 years. So that's why Kenshin says that, yeah, what you did was wrong, but at the same time, you were guilty for all these time, and decided to shoulder all the burden by yourself, did you not? And that's why in the end of these 3 years, she realized that, yeah, I cannot keep continuing to doing this, let me just run away. And that's why here as well, she never wanted to involve Kenshin and his group. That's what Kenshin said, you didn't want to involve us or anyone else. That's why you tried to shoulder it all on your own, and that's why you're trying to run away now. If you agonize for such 3 years, it's time for you to be forgiven and be freed. Yeah. There you go. And then Kenshin's like, they won't back away that easily, so yeah, stay here. And Kaoru and everyone was listening, and Kaoru's like, alright, you know what, fine, stay here. I know how hard it is to be alone before Kenshin came. And then she goes to Megumi and she's like, yeah, but don't you dare do anything to Kenshin, try to put moves on. Oh, that was funny. Right, now later on, okay, here is where I realized, when we see the leader of Onyaban, that was him and that was Hanya, someone else. And Hanya's like, oh, here, like, I've brought these two, and the leader of the only one, he's like, I think his name was Aoshi or something like that. Aoshi, he was like, so, like, they will be useless for these few days, and he's like, yeah, and he says that, like, he's strong. I fought with him, and he says like he used the reaction of my attack to try. No, wait. Okay, let me read. That guy is not a normal person. I didn't expect him to take my hit and use the reaction to try striking human vitals, the liver. And that is why he's injured now. I cannot join combat for 2 or 3 days. But if it's spy activities, and he's like, alright, just dig up everything about that man. And he's like, I know that guy. I've seen him somewhere, like red hair, like cross, like shaped scar. Is it who I think it is? And yeah, that's where it ended. And then we get like a little bit of a scene in the end. That part caught me so off guard. Southern English, this guy and the ship captain, he's like, oh no, first this guy, he's like, oh, welcome aboard. The captain is waiting. Wait, at first Kanye's like, what did he say? It was like, he cannot understand English? Then how was he speaking English later on? Oh, I guess he probably knows a few words. Alright, so Kanye's like, oh, quite a hospitable treatment. Must be the Mandi talking, ha ha ha, Yeah. And then in comes this guy. This part was just so... The captain, he's like, oh, Kanru, I'm glad to see you. Kanru's like... Haro, very lucky. Yeah. Okay, Kanyu definitely doesn't know English. I'm 100% sure. Because I thought he knows because he's speaking it. But, seeing him... But yeah, that's why he has an interpreter. He probably knows a few words. And that's why he's like, like, he says that. Okay. So he's like, where's the goods? And he's like, oh, come with me. And like, to go in and... it's like a box, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Dio's coffin. Anyways, and he's like, oh, what is this? He goes in, opens it, and he's like, beautiful and elegant. And it's like, I'll be invincible. And that is why I think it's probably like some kind of a gun, like a machine gun or something. I don't know. Welcome to Japan. With this, I'm sure everyone will go, yep, I'm pretty sure it's a gun. It's some kind of a firearm. It's probably like one of those big machine guns or whatever, like back in the days. Obviously this is Japan, so it's, first of all, it's difficult to get your hands on guns and stuff, and not only that, this is back in the days where guns weren't really that much of a like thing. So like a machine gun or something like that would probably be like a huge big deal. Like I remember like a similar thing in like another show I saw, which was Golden Kamui, where like like they had like I think they called it Maxim machine gun or something, which was like a very big deal. Like like it was like a like a such a like like a rare thing, So I think it's something like that. I'm like definitely sure. Otherwise, why would you say that it's beautiful and everyone will grovel at my feet? Definitely, it's definitely a gun, some kind of a gun or something. But yeah, so there you go. That was it. That was my reaction to episode number 9 of Rurouni Kenshin. So yeah, everything kind of worked out for now, but we're still like the big guys, Aoshi and then Hanya, like they'll be a big trouble. They'll be big trouble. The other two are fine. They're just But yeah, those two will be a troublesome opponent. But let's see what happens. So yeah, I feel like this is actually like going to be like a very big arc. Let's see. It seems like it's like a very big part of the story. So that is it. That's my reaction. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or if you haven't subscribed, comment down below. Anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. And yeah, so that is it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Rurouni Kenshin. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.